Mr. Saturday Night Special with a barrel that's a blue and cold. Leonard Skinner, I believe, the band, Leonard Skinner. So now you know what I'm referring to, hereafter referred to as items. Censorship dictates I can't use the real name, right? So, gang activity in Canada under Trudeau's authoritarian regime has gone up 93% in our nation, Canada. Effectively doubled, yeah? Violent crimes up 32% and steadily on the increase. Trudeau's response: remove minimum mandatory sentences. Before the removal of the mandatory sentences, minimum mandatory sentencing, for example, just possession of a Saturday Night Special held a minimum 5 years mandatory. Pretty serious deterrent, yeah? Now, I suppose one might be able to sit at home with an ankle bracelet on and deal. I don't mean deal blackjack. Whatever. Meanwhile, he's hiring 70,000 environmental police officers. Yeah, okay. Different subject matter. So what do you got, a calculator? What's 70,000 times all? They're all going to make $100K a year plus all the administrative fees. But we go back to our Saturday Night Specials. All of the the street value of these items, rumor has it, I hear from the street, have gone up as much as tenfold in value, making the trade very lucrative, one would imagine. So here's a common source of the gangs getting a hold of these. Oh, before I go into that, let me say the 93% increase in gang activity, 32% increase in violent crime. Would it be much of a stretch of the imagination to assume that Trudeau was willing to risk, perhaps sacrifice, some of the citizenry to influence political opinion and further his agenda with Bill C-21, which is just blatantly disarming the populace? I would say it's not much of a stretch of the imagination. Anyways, a common source of these illegal things, our Saturday Night Specials, entering the border or crossing the border, are cross-border shoppers. You know, the innocent Henderson family crosses the border in the family minivan twice a month to procure cheaper food and goods, you know, bread, butter, milk, eggs at Walmart, say, crosses back over the border. Now, the smugglers are using them as innocent mules. They see the Canadian plate. It's easy enough to, they go there every couple of 2 weeks, whatever, maybe every week, once a month. So they affix a package under the van. At the border, of course, the computer shows they just went down and they just came back, and the Walmart grocery bags are in the back seat, and, and then you can imagine it's easy enough to pick up the package when the Henderson family returns home in one fashion or another. Now, I would think common sense would dictate this could be quite readily countered. Some surveillance in the Walmart parking lots. Maybe a camera system that the vehicles drive over at the border. I mean, I don't think that would cost $54 million to set up like the Arrive Scam WEF sponsored app did. You know, it wouldn't be terribly cheap. Somebody'd have to go out and wipe the cameras off, But just have a little computer program there. There's a lump under the Henderson family van that wasn't there two hours ago. And then the RCMP could, of course, say pick up the guy who's picking up the package from the Henderson van once they get home into the family driveway. But, well, flaw in that plan, I suppose, is the Trudeau government, well, Brenda Lucki, the commissioner, and they own the RCMP. The RCMP is working for the Canadian government, not the Canadian people. And then it takes us back to that. Could he be actually willing to sacrifice the Canadian population with a 92% increase and a 32% increase to further his agenda to disarm the populace? Well, I'll leave it that for you to decide.